Quest presents an unabridged recording of the Roswell Files, a tale of Woozles and UFOs, by David Luddington, narrated by Nigel Planer. Chapter 1. I tidied my little display of books and comics for the 7th time. Not that I was counting. I just needed to make sure each item could be seen clearly when the visitors arrived. The clock above the entrance doors showed 8 minutes to 10. The hands had moved on exactly 2 minutes since I'd last looked, and now only 8 minutes remained until the doors opened. With luck, today should get rid of the last of this batch of stock I'd been carting around, and after this I'd have to seriously consider what happened next. Do I go back home to pick up another load and simply carry on selling off my old stock until it's all gone? Or should I consider buying in more? It was a decision I'd successfully put off for a year, but which now loomed closer as each event further depleted the contents of my lock-up back in London. I pushed the last 2 copies of Batman vs. Superman comics clear of the rest of the stack and studied them. They were the rarest items on the table, and if I took a good price for those, they alone would cover the costs of this leg of my journey. Anything else would be a bonus. "Your first all-life convention?" the girl at the next stand asked. She stood tall and willowy in front of her elaborate display of crystals and tarot cards. Her hair, black as the velvet covering her table, flashed with streaks of petrol blue. "First time here," I said. "I mostly do the London ones closer to home, although I did do Conspiracy Con in Blackpool a few months ago. That was huge." "Blackpool, huh? That must have been awesome. I always wanted to go to Blackpool." I nodded and looked around the room at the scattering of exhibitors. 10 or 12 stands. It wasn't a large hall by any standards, yet it still looked empty. "I rather had the impression this would be bigger," I said. "What, here?" Her voice traced the soft rolling sound of the Cornish accent. "Little Didney doesn't really do alternative. More into homemade fudge and painted seashells. Their idea of alternative is to put the jam on after the cream on a scone." She moved over to my stand and picked up one of my books. "The God Machines, Eric Skringle. Who's he, then?" "Ah, now, there's a thing." I warmed instantly into my patter. "He used to work for the Ministry of Defence in their..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?